So here are some quick questions to help you test your knowledge on the central nervous system. The first question goes like this. Which part of the brain is primarily responsible for coordination and balance? We have A. The hypothalamus, B. The medulla oblongata, C. The cerebellum, and D. The thalamus. The answer here should be C. The cerebellum, because the cerebellum coordinates voluntary motor movement, balance, and posture. Question number 2. What is the main function of the blood-brain barrier? We have A. To generate the cerebrospinal fluid, B. To allow immune cells to enter the brain freely, and C. To protect the brain from toxins and pathogens, and D. To transmit electrical impulses. The answer here should be C. To protect the brain from toxins and pathogens, and this is because the blood-brain barrier selectively allows certain substances to pass while blocking other substances. Then, question number 3. The bronchial area is located in which lobe of the brain? We have A. The parietal lobe, B. The temporal lobe, C. The frontal lobe, and D. The occipital lobe. The answer here should be C. The frontal lobe, because the bronchial area is located in the posterior part of the frontal lobe and it is crucial for speech production. Question number 4. Damage to the Wernicke's area results in which of the following? A. Inability to move the tongue, B. Loss of coordination, C. Fluent aphasia with poor comprehension, D. Complete loss of speech. So our answer here should be C. Fluent aphasia with poor comprehension, and this is because Wernicke's aphasia results in fluent but nonsensical speech with impaired comprehension. Then question number 5 is, which neurotransmitter is deficient in Parkinson's disease? We have A. Serotonin, B. Acetylcholine, C. GABA, and D. Dopamine. Parkinson's disease is involved in the degeneration of dopaminergic neurons in the substantia nigra. So our answer here should be D. Dopamine. Question number 6 is, the central nervous system is made up of A. The brain and the spinal cord, B. The brain and the cranial nerve, C. The spinal cord and the peripheral nerves, and D. The autonomic and the somatic systems. The answer here is A. The brain and the spinal cord. The CNS consists of the brain and the spinal cord only. So question number 7. Which glial cell forms the myelin sheath in the central nervous system? We have A. The Schwann cells, B. The astrocytes, C. The oligodendrocytes, and D. The microglia. The answer here should be C. The oligodendrocytes. The oligodendrocytes myelinate the CNS axons, unlike the Schwann cells which myelinate the PNS axons. Question number 8 says, which brain structure regulates temperature, hunger, and thirst? We have A. The thalamus, B. The hypothalamus, C. The pons, and D. The hippocampus. The answer here should be B, which is the hypothalamus, because the hypothalamus is responsible for homeostatic function, including thermoregulation and appetite. So question number 9. The primary motor cortex is located in A. The temporal lobe, B. The parietal lobe, C. The frontal lobe, and D. The occipital lobe. The answer here is the frontal lobe, because the primary motor cortex lies in the precentral gyrus of the frontal lobe, and it actually initiates voluntary movements. Now question number 10. Which of the following is responsible for the formation of cerebrospinal fluid? We have A. Pia mater, D. Dural venous sinuses, C. Choroid plexus, and D. Arachnoid granulation. The answer is C. Choroid plexus. The choroid plexus is located in the ventricle and it produces cerebrospinal fluid by filtering blood plasma. Now question number 11. Which of the following best describe the function of the thalamus? We have A, control of the autonomic responses. We have B, relay sensory signals to the cerebral cortex. We have C, coordinate balance and posture. And D, regulate endocrine activity. The answer should be B, relays sensory signals to the cerebral cortex, and this is because the thalamus acts as a relay station for most sensory information headed to the cerebral cortex. Now, question number 12. Which lobe of the brain is primarily involved in visual processing? We have A, the temporal, B, the frontal, D, the occipital, and D, the parietal. Now our answer here should be C, the occipital, because the occipital lobe houses the primary visual cortex and is crucial for vision. Then question number 13. Which of the following cranial nerves is purely sensory? Here our answer should be the optic nerve, because the optic nerve transmits visual information from the retina to the brain. Question number 14. The limbic system is primarily involved in A, reflex arc, B, motor coordination, C, emotional regulation and memory, and D, sensory discrimination. The answer here should be C, emotional regulation and memory. Now, the limbic system includes structures like the hippocampus, the amygdala, and it regulates emotions and memory. Now, question number 15. Which structure connects the two cerebral hemispheres? We have A, the pons, B, the internal capsule, C, the corpus callosum, and D, the basal ganglia. Our answer here should be the corpus callosum, because the basal, and this is because the corpus callosum is a thick band of white matter that facilitates communication between the left and the right hemispheres. So question number 16. Which of the following cells acts as the CNS immune defense? We have A, the microglia, B, the astrocytes, we have C, the epithelial cells, and D, the oligodendrocytes. Our answer here should be the microglia, because the microglia are actually phagocytic cells that protect the CNS from infection, and they also help to clear debris. Question number 17. Which structure is responsible for regulation of circadian rhythm? We have the amygdala, the substantia nigra, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and the hippocampus. The answer here should be the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is located in the hypothalamus. The suprachiasmatic nucleus helps regulate sleep and the wake cycle. Then number 18, we have the psychocortical tract is involved in A, autonomic regulation, B, fine voluntary motor control, C, sensory perception, and D, visual signal processing. Our answer here should be B, fine voluntary motor regulation. Now the corticospinal tract carries motor signals from the brain to the spinal cord for voluntary movements. Now question number 19. The dura mater is the A, delicate inner layer of the meninges, C, middle layer that contains the cerebrospinal fluid, C, the tough outermost meningeal layer, and D, the layer forming the blood-brain barrier. Our answer here should be C, the tough outermost meningeal layer, because the dura mater is the tough protective outer layer covering the brain and the spinal cord. Now question number 20. The lesion on the left primary motor cortex would most likely cause A, right-sided weakness, B, left-sided weakness, C, bilateral paralysis, and D, no motor symptoms. Our answer here should be the right-sided weakness, because the motor cortex controls contralateral, which means it controls opposite movement. So when there is a left lesion, it causes right-sided weakness. Alright guys, this comes to the end of the video. So you have number 1 to 20 questions, and I would like to see how many you got correctly in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.